Time to go.
Coming to you live from the heart of Melbourne, it's Studio A with Tommy Little. Starring John Campbell, Luke McGregor, Nick Cody, Carl Chandler, Xavier Michaelides, and Tegan Higginbotham.
Tonight on Studio A, star of the Groon transfer, Will Anderson, the Scan Weird Little Guys, comedy from Mel Buddle, and Melbourne's very own Mass Cole. And now, please welcome your host, Tommy Little!
Yes! Ladies and gentlemen! Lovely to see you all down here. Thank you, ladies and gents. Lovely to have you here. First off, I'm sure you all know, daylight savings came to an end over the weekend. And to be honest, I blame global warming. But we don't want to dwell on the negative. Let's get stuck into the news. First up in the news this week, a new survey has been revealed that linked happiness to looks. Right? The results show that, generally speaking, better-looking people are happier than those who are deemed not so attractive. However, telling those people the reason you're unhappy is because you're ugly did very little to help the situation. The study also showed that better-looking people in general earn more money. Never has there been a more obvious example of this than prostitution. But it showed that those in the top 15% of the looks category, right, those in the top 15% were in general 10% happier. It also showed that those in the bottom 0.01% of the looks category were still more attractive than Kyle Sandilands. You people asked for that joke. Over the other side of the world now, and a man in Canada has released the Beardo this week. Have you guys heard of this? The Beardo, right? It came out, what it is, it's a woolen attachment to a beanie that goes across the chin to give the appearance of a beard. Have a look, we've got a photo. The creator of the Beardo says it's great for all those times you've looked at yourself in the mirror in the morning and thought, you know what? I don't think I look enough like a sexual criminal today. But the catch cry of who's the weirdo with the Beardo has already started to take off. And if the Beardo really takes off, the creator hopes to start a charity called Beardovember. Let's go. Come on. It's a Monday night, but really, people. Let's go over to the Middle East now. And the rebels in Libya are confident that their war, they're confident in their war, right? They're saying that all they need is weapons and training. Oh, that's all. Apart from that, they're tip-top. When a reporter asked, if you don't have weapons and training, what do you have? The rebels replied, snacks. We've got snacks, so if we have weapons and training, we'll be a real triple threat, right? But after being criticised for being poorly organised, the rebels were quick to rebut. And they said, that's not true. We've even created a war against Gaddafi as a Facebook event, and to be honest, quite a few have clicked attending, so it's all coming together. Okay, let's see how we go with this, people. My joke of the week this week came from Italian Premier Silvio Berlusconi. You guys all know him, right? The porn star leader of the world. He told this joke to a crowd of local women during the week. This is not a word of a lie. He told them this word for word. He said, during a poll, a sample of women were asked if they wanted to make love with me, Mr. Berlusconi. 30% said maybe. The other 70% said, what, again? He is on trial next week for having sex with a minor, and yet still he has the balls to make a joke like that and get rapturous applause. What a weapon, right? I can never imagine Julia Gillard trying to do a joke like that. She'd pull the women inside and just, ladies, okay, so I think it goes like this. During a poll of a sample of women were asked if they wanted to make love with me, Miss Gillard. 30% said yes, and the other 70% said we knew she was a lesbian. Oh, lesbian jokes, you bang up for that. Now we're talking, this is what we came for. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, in the news, the burqa is back this week, as it always is in headlines, with many Muslims living here in Australia saying they live in the fear of racism and don't feel free to wear the burqa out in public, right? According to the recent census, a lot of these Muslims surveyed lived in areas such as Broadmeadows and Meadow Heights. And they say they wear the burqa for two reasons. The first is religious, and the second is because nobody wants to be seen living in Broadmeadows or Meadow Heights. A local Broadmeadows man, his name was Peter Alpin, a 52-year-old man. He weighed in on the issue, right? He commented in the paper. He said, but if a cop pulls them over, they won't know who's driving. They won't know who's driving. Yeah, he's exactly right. He's exactly right. I can just see a cop pulling over a car with 3 women in burqas in it and having to walk up to the window and goes, all right, now which one of you 3 is driving? And then just... I'm just going, that's it, Gary, roll out. I got nothing. Of course, South Australian Liberal Senator Cory Bernardi, of course, was quoted in this. He branded the burqa un-Australian, right? He's right, you know, but why does that mean we can't embrace it? You know, pizza and pasta aren't exactly Australian, but I love them, right? It seems like, for me, embracing things from other cultures is the most Australian thing we can possibly do, which is why tonight, after the show, I'm going to go home. I'm going to have a Spanish paella while I drink a Corona. I'm going to watch The Office and then French kiss a Swedish girl. Corey, you don't have that same privilege because according to you, that would be un-Australian. So tonight, you're only allowed to have a meat pie and watch Stingers whilst you listen to Rolf Harris on repeat and then finger a girl from Craigieburn. In other words, have a shit one, Mr. Bernardi. Ladies and gentlemen, on tonight's show, we have Will Anderson, the scared weird little guy. Stand up from Mel Buttle, music from Matt Colt, and of course, you guys, our live Studio A audience.